Good morning. This is Stephen Rosley with another Rosley Rock Report. This time we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, and that is selenite. Selenite is probably what I would consider one of the most underrated stones out there. It brings white light in, cleanses and cleans your aura, and gets rid of negativity, amongst other things. What I recommend you can do with it is you take a piece like that, or a piece like that, or you could get the book selenite like that, and put it on your bedside table. So at night, when you take your jewelry off, you just have it touch it and go to sleep, and when you wake up the next morning, your stones or your jewelry will not only be cleansed, but it will be rejuvenated to the way it was. Selenite is the only stone that does that. I was gifted 2 tons of selenite a few years ago. A guy from Chicago calls me and asks, would you be interested in buying a ton of selenite? And I said, well, I'd be interested in looking at it. I went down to one of these used storage places, and the guy told me that a buddy of his asked if he could store this stuff there, and he had disappeared. They haven't seen or heard from him for almost a year. And he asked, would I be interested? So we went into the storage, I looked around, and I said, yeah, I'd be interested. And I made him an offer, and he took it. Well, what happened, as I was loading the van, I realized there wasn't 1 ton, but there was 2 tons. So I had 2 tons of selenite. What to do with it? Well, I put an email newsletter out, put it on the internet, and I've been selling it over the years. Selenite is gypsum. And you know what they make drywall out of is gypsum. This type of selenite, like this, comes from Morocco. The book selenite, which you almost can see through, comes from Utah, which is called Utah ice. The selenite that you just saw earlier is the selenite that's coming out of Mexico. There recently was a report of a cave, you probably all have seen it, where there are 60-foot selenite crystals. That was similar to the ones you saw earlier. This one is also coming out of Mexico, and same with this. This type of selenite they call fishtail, because usually it'll have another piece off the side here, and it's fishtail. We've recently come out with a selenite grid, which you could see on the other YouTube videos, where we've used wands like this in a grid around a circle with a stone in the center, and it is unbelievable. It's a white light chamber. You can also get selenite like this. This is orange selenite. 2 years ago I picked up a piece about that big of orange selenite, about yay thick, and I've got a light behind it, and it's the most beautiful selenite you've ever seen. What can you do with selenite? Well, the Wizard of Wands made this wand out of selenite. This is Mexican selenite with danbrite, which is also from Mexico, and heulanite. A very good friend of mine, this is one of his favorite stones, heulanite. And the Wizard of Wands puts it together, and it works. I also went to the crystal conference that was in Ashland, Oregon, and I met a Native American Indian who made this selenite wand. This is black tourmaline. It looks like there's blue apatite, zincite, and more tourmalines. Now, a product that we've recently come out with is that we realize that if you put selenite around your house, it will protect it from anything evil. because it brings that white light energy. And what we have come out with is bags of selenite. And what you can do with this is you sprinkle it on the outside of your house all the way around, so nothing negative can get in there, and it's like a white light chamber. It fills your house or your apartment with this white light energy. You can also use it in the bathtub. Now, selenite is water soluble. What I have done is I've taken logs that are this big, around maybe that long, and I put it in the shower. And every day I turn it, and after a month it gets so nice and shiny. It's unbelievable. Oh, here's another piece of selenite that's very unusual. This is called a Black Phantom Selenite wand, coming out of Australia. Here we get balance. You get that balance of male-female energy, black and white. It can be used for energy work. I was thinking maybe of even putting one of these on the end of another piece of selenite, and then putting different stones on the selenite. Because anything that's on the selenite really never has to be cleansed, because the selenite is just a constant white light energy coming in to the physical reality. We've also come out with different other selenite items. Tumbled selenite. We've got the chunks of selenite. Also, there are massage tools of selenite. Could you hand me that massage tool right there? And I could show our viewers. This is a massage tool coming out of China, and what they have done is they have made it into a point so you can hit trigger points, and on the other end is a piece of fluorite glued on there. So when you're working on those trigger points on the body, and you don't have to worry about what's released, this is protecting you, and it hits. It's really good. If you have any stones or crystals that you would like me to talk about in the upcoming series, you can email me at info@crystalmaster.com, and we will talk about those. One of the other things I want to mention is that we do have a weekly newsletter that goes out every Monday morning at 4:50 a.m. Chicago time. Right now it goes out to 2,500 members worldwide. It's free to join, and you get specials, or I would rather say I do offerings. I offer a certain stone for a week that ends on Sunday at midnight. If you sign up for it, you can get the free newsletters. We're also planning to come out with some live lectures on the internet. We're still trying to work out the bugs on that. Well, I think that's pretty much our talk about selenite today. I thank you for coming, and don't forget, crystalmaster.com is where you sign up for the Rock Club. Thank you again.